Hi everyone! I recently went shopping and I bought the Bourjois Paris Intense Smokey eyeshadow trio, including a liner. So I thought that I would do a look for you today using this palette. I'm going to start by taking my foundation, Match Perfection from Rimmel in 100 Ivory. This is actually a little bit light for me, but that's fine. I'm going to bronze it up a little bit anyway. I'm using my, what am I using? I'm using my Real Techniques buffing brush to apply this. I'm going to take that right into the hairline. And don't forget, always take it down your neck. And because this is a bit lighter, I'm going to take it onto my ears also, just to make sure that it all matches. Okay, next I'm going to apply some It's About Prime from Soap & Glory, which is an eyeshadow primer. Just going to apply a dab of that to the lids. And then I'm going to use my finger just to blend that all over the entire lid. I'm really loving this eyeshadow primer at the moment. I've been doing lots of looks with quite bright colours and I found this is a very nice base, and it does help it last a long time. Next I'm going to go into the eyebrows and I'm going to use my Avon Brow Definer in dark. I'm going to use the Bourjois kit, and they haven't got colours. The whole palette is called Rose Twist. It's number 61. It also, on the back, it gives you a little demonstration of how to use the colours, which I think is quite cool. I'm going to take my Eco Tools Dome Shadow brush into the light shade, and I'm just going to coat the entire lid with that. Next, I'm going to take just a flat, round-edged brush. This, I don't know what make this is, I've had it for years. I'm going to take that into the dark colour. Take a little bit of product onto the tip of that, and then I'm just going to push it into that corner. So once I've done that, I'm going to take my MAC 217 just to buff that into the crease. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of that. Just going to pop my 217 into the lighter shade, just to aid with a bit of blending on the lid. And I want to keep the middle of that lid quite light, because I quite like the way that's capturing the light. Just going to take that dark colour and just run it under the eye. Going back to the 217, just going to blend that out a little bit. I think I'm going to take today my Eco Tools angle brush into this liner colour here, which is a brown liner. So I'm just going to coat the tip of that, and then I'm just going to take that along the edge of my lash. And I'm going to just wing that out slightly at the edge. And then we're just going to do the same on the other eye. It's a really nice liner actually. It's gel liner consistency and it's a really lovely colour. Okay, I'm going to do the lashes, and for that I'm going to use Avon Spectra Lash, which has 3 different settings to move from day to afternoon, I guess, to nighttime. I'm actually going to put it onto the nighttime one, which is going to allow the most product to go onto the brush. So you do that by just twisting it. I've actually got this in brown black, so you can You can see it's more browny, which I hope will complement this look. So we've just applied that to the top lashes. Now I'm going to go back onto the face and I'm going to take my concealer, which is Maybelline Fit in... What shade are you in? Oh, it doesn't have a name or anything, it's just number 15. And I'm going to apply that in a triangular shape underneath the eye and drag it out. Because I'm going to do a little bit of... I'm going to use this as a bit of a highlighter as well, although I will be using a highlighter also. And I'm just going to use that on the sides of the nose where it goes a bit red. And I think I'm then going to take my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush and just buff that in. The reason for doing this after I've done the shadow is so I can use it to tidy up any areas, and also then if the shadow does fall out, which also this one didn't fall out really, I didn't notice any, but it's good if the shadow does fall out, then it's not affected. I think I'm going to go for a general all over glow. So for that I'm going to use my Real Techniques retractable bronzer brush and Avon shimmer block, which I'm really loving at the moment. If you saw my latest Avon haul for campaign 8, you'll see how much I love it. It's such a good staple in your makeup bag. There's so many different things you can do with it. You can use the colours individually as eyeshadows, which if you like I can do a look for that. But it's also an all over bronzer if you use it all together, or it's highlight and contour. It's just a really great palette, particularly as the holiday season is coming up. This is something that you're going to want to have in your makeup bag for summer. So using our retractable brush, bronzer brush, I'm going to just swirl that generally in the whole palette. And then it's Friday night, it's a Friday evening look, maybe date night look. You can see how quick it is as well actually. So we're just applying that where the sun would naturally catch, so above the eyebrows, down the nose, on the chin, just to give us some nice colour there. I'm actually going to do a little bit more definition with this now. Taking the dome shadow brush that we used earlier, I'm going to use it in this darkest shade here. Coat the brush. I'm just going to take that down where I would put a contour. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Like that. And we've drawn that in. I'm then going to go back to my bronzer brush. I'm just going to buff that in, but working along that line just to create a little bit more definition there. And that also shows you how you can use this palette quite well to do a light contour. Using a clean, this is a Real Techniques base shadow brush, taking a clean eyeshadow brush, going to the lightest colour now, and we're just going to add a little bit to the tops of the cheek where we put the lighter colour earlier anyway, and just down this top part of the nose and onto the forehead a little bit, into that lightest shade. So I'm just showing you different ways to use this. I'm going to apply a little bit of blush. I'm using Stila in, I know that this is the coral tone and it's the back's rubbed off completely, you can see. But this is the coral tone and it's self-adjusting. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques, I'm pretty sure this is a blush brush. Just going to dab that lightly into there and then dab it onto the cheek, onto the apple of the cheek, and dragging it back. Now to move on to lips. I've bought myself a few options here because I didn't know what I would fancy doing. MAC Up the Amp, which is a pink and blue toned lipstick, which I love. It's actually, I've used it quite a lot. It's one of my favourites. Got an Avon Shimmering Violet, which just looks so beautiful. That's, oh, it smells really nice as well. It smells like cake. And that's Shimmering Violet from Avon. Actually, the other two I've got are Avon. This one's Frozen Rose, which is a gold shimmered pink, which will be a nice neutral. And finally, I have Matte Mauve, which you will have seen on my first Avon Catalogue 7 haul, which is a really nice colour, which is a darker colour. Just trying to decide what I'm in the mood for, really. I've got a couple lip pencils here as well, actually. I should probably go through those with you. I've got, so this first one, this is Vino from MAC. Actually, all three of these lip pencils, funnily enough, are MAC. The top one's Vino. This darkest one is Night Moth. You can see why I chose these ones. And then really randomly, I've got Beet as well. I mean, those three lip liners go very well with the different lip options, to be honest. I'll show you like that. Which one to use? Okay. I think on this occasion, to go with this eye, I'm going to use the Avon Matte Mauve. And we're going to do a matte finish lip. We're going to use a bit of all three of these lip pencils as well. First I'm going to take Beet, which is this colour. And I'm going to apply that all over the lip. Okay. I mean, that's just gorgeous on its own, to be honest. It's such a lovely go. I'm then going to take Vino, which is this top purpley colour here. And I'm going to just take that as a line around the corners of the mouth here and here. So when you do this, you want to use your little finger as an anchor on your chin. And then you want to start in the corner and go toward the Cupid's bow. Okay. Going to take that a little bit higher. Actually not, I don't think I need Night Moth actually, because that is pretty dark. So now I'm going to, ordinarily I'd do this with a brush, but I haven't got one with me, so I'm just going to use my Nivea Milk and Honey lip balm on my finger, because my lips are a little bit dry. And this is a matte lip, so it's quite hard to manipulate the colour. I'm then going to use that just to blend the colours together a bit more. Now that they're blended, I'm going to take the Matte Mauve colour and just go all over. Like that. I'm just going to tidy up the edge a little bit by just taking a little concealer. Just around the edge of the lip and in the Cupid's bow. And I'm just going to use my Real Techniques brow brush, which is an angle, quite a thick angled brush. And I'm just going to use that to tidy up the edges, but I need to do that in the mirror. And then if you want, you can just go back to your foundation brush and just go around your chin and make sure that that's all. Finally, we're just going to go back to the bottom lashes with the Avon Spectra lash. Okay, and I think that that is the finished look. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!